Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah. Today, inshallah, we're going to discuss the topic of Hajj. This is the first session in English. This is supposed to be the second session actually, but we couldn't perform somehow because of my traveling. The first session that the Hajj of Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam, inshallah, we will cover that probably in the next session for that how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had performed his Hajj in the historical aspect. But since this session is important for you, so I said, let me conduct this session. Also, after the session, I would recommend you to note down some questions if you have in the middle. We will try to answer every Hajj we will discuss, and then we will take a question and answer at the end of the session. The questions that I am been with Mufti Sahib for almost 6, 7, 8 years, the normal typical questions that are part of our conversation, I will be able to answer. The things that is something beyond that, we will note it down and we will take it in the session and we will discuss in another QA session further. There will be a separate session for the women's we have a separate session for women's in Urdu as well. They're going to be in English provided we have a number of people, because we then have to translate to Mufti Sahib and explain him the questions in Urdu. So I hope that the voice is clear for everybody. So I just want to make sure that appreciate if you can just put in the chat box. So I will continue with my session and onwards. Jazakallah khair. So the voice is clear. This session is basically the session what we had discussed with Mufti Sahib in Urdu, but this particular session we take a different methodology of explaining rather than going with the typical speech. I'll go with working with a presentation in which we will discuss the flow that how you're going to perform the Hajj. As far as the Hajj is concerned, it's become obligatory upon Muslims. This is consensus among the ulamas that it became Fardh after 6th Hijri. Though there are different opinions about, on 6th, basically 6th Dhul-Hajjah, this consensus that this happened on 6th, not before that. Some of the companions narrated that it became Fardh. Some of the scholars, they are in the opinion that it became Fardh on 8th, because there are some people, they came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained in the hadith mentioned in Bukhari, where he explained there are 4 Fardh in Islam. He didn't mention about the Hajj. So they refer to that particular narration. But there is a discussion among the scholars. This has to be remain among the scholars. But as Jumhur of Ummah and the scholars, they agree that the Fardh, when it became obligatory, it became a part of Fardh in Islam on 6th Dhul-Hajjah or further. Now, Hajj is Fardh upon the individual who is eventually free, he is healthy, and he has capacity to perform, and Allah has given him wealth as well as health to perform the Hajj once in a life. So it's a lifetime, one-time opportunity. If Allah given chance for more and more, for sure, khair, it's there. But as far as the Fardh is concerned, it is Fardh once in a life. Eventually, and once this Fardh is completed, there are numerous hadiths, explaining the virtues of Hajj, the values of Hajj. But eventually, the scholars said that there is no, as per the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which explained the mafhum is that the Hajj Mabrur, there is nothing other than, I explained this, that the session is we already start recording it. So if you just have a look into it, the recording is already there. We will share you the recording. So there is nothing other than the Jannah as something upon Allah rewarded against the Hajj. So you guys who are going to perform, the sisters and the brothers are going to perform their Hajj, it's a blessing for them that this particular, fardh upon you, which Allah has given to do it. You're going to be, once you finish from this, that fardh will be over. Eventually, the responsibility is going to be being a mu'min, going to be more and more, because somebody is not performed in Hajj and somebody has performed in Hajj. He must have a change in his life, in terms of actions, in his life in terms of aggression towards his ibadah, aggression towards learning the deen. That has to be, there has to be some difference. Somebody has performed the Hajj and somebody doesn't perform the Hajj. Now, we will move forward. So there are three kinds of Hajj. And at the time when Rasulullah went to Hajj, he given a permission to the Ashab Rasul, the companions of Prophet ﷺ, to perform whichever the Hajj they want. So some of the people, among some of the companions with the Prophet ﷺ, some of them they perform Tamattu, some of them they perform Ifrad, some of them were Qiran, they performed Hajj Qiran. Now, regarding Rasulullah, whether which Hajj he had performed, again there are difference of opinion against the ulamas, but somehow in the common person knowledge, it is well known fact that Rasulullah has performed. He was Qiran, so he performed the Qiran Hajj. But still, there is a difference among the ulamas. And when we refer to ulamas, you're talking about the big ulamas. They have the difference that what Rasulullah actually, which kind of Hajj he has performed. But in the common, as a common knowledge, as an individual, that everybody has it. And you find when you read the common books, you will find out that Rasulullah had performed Qiran. And that's why Abu Hanifa rahmahullah alayhi, he preferred that, he said Qiran is one of the top among the three Hajj, because Rasulullah after Hijrah performed only one Hajj. So his opinion is that Allah will not allow him to do something less than less than any particular ibadah. The other scholars, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmahullah alayhi, he referred to Hajj Tamattu, because Rasulullah has stated in one of the hadiths that if I will perform the next year, I will perform Tamattu. Similarly, the other ulamas, they refer to Hajj Ifrad, because again, as I told you, that there is a difference of opinion upon understanding that what kind of Hajj Rasulullah has performed. Coming to the Hajj Tamattu, as a common individual who is coming from outside of Miqat, and he's coming from Riyadh, he's coming from Abha, outside of Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, India, Indonesia, wherever he's coming from, as long as he's living outside of Miqat, commonly the people perform Tamattu. And the reason is that Tamattu is because in Tamattu, you need to perform Umrah first, and once you perform Umrah, you can live your normal life in those days before the Hajj. And once the Hajj will start, then you're going to perform, then you make an Ihram again, and then perform your Hajj. So commonly the people who are living outside of Miqat, they generally perform Tamattu. And in Tamattu, when individual, what we need to follow, in this picture, if you look, I had put the red one, which is a must. If you're not going to do it, you may have a chance that you're going to get penalty. Penalty means that you need to sacrifice an animal, or you may need to give a sadaqah. Again, there is some optional, which I put it in orange, which is optional. So if you don't do it, there is no penalty, no sadaqah, nothing. And there is something called green. I put it in green color, which refer to Sunnah. Sunnah refer in terms of a category that Fuqaha has explained. So they put in the category Fardh, Wajib, Sunnah. Brothers, I explained that recording is already started, so we're going to share you the recording. Don't worry. So Sunnah is something that if in case you miss, you don't need to pay any penalty, or there is no kafara, no sadaqah. Generally, there are important things in Hajj, which if you don't perform, either you have to put a penalty, or there are certain obligation that if you don't do it, you're not going to have Hajj. Hajj will not complete, or might be have to go, come back again, and perform the Hajj. So keep in mind, it's a very simple process, but avoid confusions, because when you're going to go with different people, different school of thought, different opinions, the target is to understand that we need to follow one learned fellow and then move forward with the blessing of Allah. Because yes, there are some difference of opinion, but this difference of opinion should be remain among the scholars, not should comes to a common human being and start the discussion on those particular things. Please write down your questions, and we're gonna take those questions at the end of the session, and we will discuss it. Don't worry, we're gonna take the session as well. Now, I'm going to explain this, those people who live in Jeddah, which Hajj they perform. So let me finish Hajj Tamattu and then I'll explain this, your question. Now, in Hajj Tamattu, when an individual will start his journey, so for example, I'm from Riyadh, I'm coming from Riyadh, or I'm from Pakistan, or I'm from India, I'm going to wear the Ihram, okay? Yes, brother, I think probably you guys missed. Don't ask me the questions at the moment. I'm going to explain you all Hajj today. All Hajj Tamattu, Hajj Qiran, and Hajj Ifrad. All Hajj will be discussed. So let us discuss Hajj Tamattu first. So in this case, if I'm from Riyadh, I need to wear Ihram, which Ihram is basically a cloth, and then a niyyah. So once you're gonna come too close to, if you're coming by air, then the best choice is that you wear ihram, make two prayer, that is a sunnah, and if you don't have the time to perform that sunnah, like say for example, you reach to miqat or you reach to the airport and you wear ihram at the time when you prayed Asr. Now from Asr till Maghrib, this is called the karaha, the time that it has makruh, which at the time you cannot, pray sunnah. So at that point, you will ignore this. You will not gonna pray the sunnah. So you will wear ihram, you will make dua, you will make an intention in your heart for umrah. You don't need to say this by tongue. If you want to say that I'm gonna perform the umrah, I'm gonna make an intention to perform an umrah. Please, may Allah accept our umrah. And then you need to say one time labbaik at least. It's a very important point to understand that one time labbaik is very necessary. So either you have to say this before miqat, or you have to reach miqat is the last point where you have to make this niyyah. Okay, so the first thing what you need to do, since those people who are living in Saudi Arabia, they know how to perform umrah, so they wear ihram, they perform 2 rak'ah sunnah, they make dua, which again optional, and they make an intention in their eventually by heart or by tongue. It's upon your choice. You don't need to say, it is not must that you have to say it by tongue. And then, but you need to say one time labbaik. If in case you didn't say labbaik and you cross the miqat, then either you have to come back to miqat and say labbaik again, or you have to give one penalty. So it is very important to keep this point in your head before you are moving forward to crossing miqat. So if I'm from Riyadh, what I will do, I will wear the ihram either from my home or or the airport. I will pray the sunnah, I'll make dua, and I will leave the intention. Okay, and leave the intention. As soon as the plane take off, I will do my intention and I will say one time, labbaik, Allahumma labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk. And I keep repeating it, but one time is a must at least. So once you finish, you reach to your haram, then you're gonna perform your umrah, which means that you will do 7 rounds of tawaf. You will pray 2 wajib prayer. In case somebody missed that prayer, he can do it after umrah as well, or close to sa'i as well. He can do wherever he wants. It doesn't matter, but he has to perform. And then he will perform sa'i. Once he finished the sa'i, then he has to, since he's performing tamattu, so the umrah is completed. Now he has to either shave his head or he has to cut 1.5 inch at least his hair. If the hair is less than 1.5 inch, then it's better to shave his head. Once you finish this, your all ihram conditions are over. Okay, so you finish one part of your Umrah. Your Umrah is done. Now you can live within or close to Mecca, Jeddah, wherever you want, as a normal clothes, in your normal clothes, and you can live, you can perform, as many as tawaf. You have no conditions for Hajj there now anymore, since you are performing Hajj Tamattu. Once the Hajj season, Hajj days is started, which is going to be typically on 8th. So what you will do, you're going to wear ihram again. And from Mecca itself, you will make an intention of Hajj, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, and you will proceed to Mina. In Mina, you ideally you should reach before Zuhr. And you will pray Zuhr, you will pray Asr, you will pray Maghrib, you will pray Isha, and then you will pray next day Fajr in Mina. In case if somebody missed those prayers, it's a Sunnah, so there you will miss one Sunnah, but you're not gonna miss, you're not gonna have any penalty on it. So again, I'll come back to the point. You kick off your Hajj day kickoff, you wear ihram, you clean up yourself, you put your perfume before wearing ihram, you wear ihram, make an intention, proceed to Mina, reach to Mina, and in Mina you will perform 5 prayers: Zuhr, Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr, or the next day, which is 9th. Sometime operator takes you even in the night, so you may gonna miss one of the prayer, which is Salatul Fajr of the next day. In this particular case, you don't need to do any sadaqah, nothing, because you miss one sunnah. But eventually, if somebody get a chance, he should try to follow as much as sunnah as he can. Because Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is pray 5 prayers in during those, and then he pray Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and the next day Fajr. So he left after Fajr from Mina itself. Now there is a different. Now you may find a difference of opinion here, but follow to whom you follow. If you follow that, if you generally the people we come from within Saudi, we are mostly Musafir. So the Musafir are gonna pray too, and the Muqim, those who live in Mecca and they stay in Mecca more than 14 days, they're gonna pray 4 rakah as they are Muqim itself. But again, this is a difference of opinion. I'm referring to the Hanafi school of thought, because we generally give those sessions on Hanafi school of thought. In case if somebody follows some other school of thought, this is the particular area where they have a little difference of opinion. But in general, Musafir gonna pray two rakah, and he gonna pray Dhuhr, he gonna pray Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr. Now, since you're gonna pray, you're gonna be in the camp, there is no movement, no hurry, nothing to be worried. Then you pray on your time, Zuhr, pray on your Zuhr time, Asr, pray on Asr time, Maghrib, pray, and then keep the prayer on the time itself, because you have nothing to do. You came for ibadah itself. But if somebody is praying and joining the prayer, don't dispute, don't do discussions. There is a difference of opinion. Leave those difference of opinion. You came for ibadah. Do the ibadah. Your job is to perform ibadah. And those opinions exist among the companions of Rasulullah. Now, coming to the day of 9th Arafat. Arafat is one of the most important day of your life. So most probably you're gonna reach right after Fajr or even before Fajr, because I'm talking about based on my experience that how operators works and how they given the permissions to the people to the people to move. So we are expecting they're gonna move you guys in the evening, in early morning before Fajr, and they will move you from Mina to Arafat. On 9th, you will reach to Arafat. Your actual time will start from Zuhr. As soon as Zuhr will start, they give you khutbah. Khutbah, if you can listen it, fair enough. You cannot listen, it's not fardh, it's not part of any obligation to be, or if somebody didn't listen to khutbah, he will get any penalty, nothing like that. The stay, wuquf of Arafah is important. If you don't, if somebody reaches from Zuhr till Maghrib, till sunset, till Maghrib, this is the ideal time of Arafah. So you have to be there from Zuhr till till Maghrib, or in case if you reach after Dhuhr, in case you reach after Asr, but you have to stay till sunset. So you will start from you generally you will reach in Arafah, let's say for example 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatsoever, but you cannot leave Arafah before sunset. So you make sure that you will not leave the Arafah before sunset. When you refer to sunset, sunset means Allahu Akbar Maghrib Salah. As soon as you hear Salah, then you will see the people, the train will start moving. It is better to stay, nothing to be worried of, relax, and then you have to move it after sunset. Here the problem comes on the day of Arafah to Zuhr and Asr. How are we gonna pray? It again, if refers to how you're gonna pray. Don't make Arafah as a battleground of difference of opinion. If you feel that you need to pray Dhuhr and Asr together, you pray Dhuhr and Asr together. If you are follow opinion that Zuhr has to pray at Zuhr time and Asr has to pray Asr time, let them pray Zuhr and Asr separate. Because the reason is that we have seen those actions. One of the action was Rasulullah who had came and he performed Zuhr and Asr together. We saw Abu Bakr, he prayed Zuhr and Asr together. We came to Umar radiallahu anhu, Zuhr and Asr together, time as Qasr. But when the Usman radiallahu anhu came, he said, I'm going to pray for. The companions of Prophet ﷺ asked, he said, how are you going to pray for? Rasulullah prayed Qasr. So he explained, he said, I live in Mecca. I have a wife in Mecca. And he said, Allahu Akbar. And Allahu Akbar, and the people follow. So based on the companion, Sayyid Usman radiallahu anhu, his opinion, there are people who follow that opinion because those who are muqim, they're going to pray for. So you don't need to have in this dispute, being a Muslims, there are difference. It could be there could be difference of opinions, but these difference of opinion could lead to a same way. So our important part at this point of time, this brother and sister, this is going to be one of the most important time of your life. It may not gonna come. Don't waste this particular time for discussions, for difference of opinion. Shaitan not gonna come and explain you and giving you something over there. Shaitan will involve you in disputes of ummah. So from Zuhr till Maghrib, you should be focused on your dua. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has shrink his prayer, and then he put all his time in prayer to whom? For us. He keep asking for ummah. He was keep asking for ummah. And they were all close to 100,000 companions, 120,000. One of the riwayat referred to 130,000, one referred to 120, 124,000. But what Rasulullah referred to, he was ma'soom. Rasulullah come Ahlul Bayt, Allah has, and the companion, Allah said, radiyallahu anhu wa radu'an. So Allah was, promised them Jannah. So what Rasulullah was worried about? He was worried about from you and me. And Rasulullah stated in one of the hadiths that after me you will see many ikhtilaf. But those who will, the ikhtilaf will not be a problem for them, those who follow me and my khulafa's footprint. So if somebody follows of the khulafa's, Sunnah is also the Prophet's Sunnah. So don't, this is what you may call it, a nasiha, an advice for you guys. Don't waste time on discussions, on unnecessary debate. I have seen by myself on Yawm al-Arafah, people are literally fighting with each other on those particular small issues. And on the day of Arafah, when they finish, they end up with debate, they were sleeping. So imagine what they get. And think of it in mind that those debates Allah has taken off the time of the date of Laylatul Qadr because there was a dispute among the Muslims. So how the Arafah could have effect? We don't want to be as a part of those discussions. From Zuhr till Maghrib, you should leave everything. Your social media, your accounts, your selfies, your everything, just you and your Allah should be there, and keep your prayers. And if you get a chance, remember us also in the prayer itself. So you're gonna stay in Arafah, and once your Arafah is over, brother and sister, it's one of your major part of Hajj is over. Because Rasulullah said, Al-Hajju Yawm al-Arafah. Then in the night you need to pray, you need to reach to Muzdalifah. and you don't need to pray Maghrib at Arafah. You need to leave the Maghrib, and then you're gonna come and pray. Once you reach to Muzdalifah, then you need to pray Maghrib, and then later you will pray Isha. So Isha and Maghrib will be conducted in Muzdalifah itself. Now here one problem comes which usually create a lot of problems. The groups, what they do, they take the people in 1/3 of the night to their camps, or some of the people, they throw the stones very early in the morning, not even the sun, forget about the, Subah Sadiq, they throw the stone at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the night. That's not right. So the people, especially the men, they need to stay over the night in Muzdalifah, because Rasulullah stay in Muzdalifah. Only Rasulullah allowed women and those who have older people to leave by 1/3 of the night. But Rasulullah, all the big companions, they were there in Muzdalifah. So that's the reason, if you is not stay in Muzdalifah and then you will try to contact us, we may say no, you may have a penalty, because based on the rulings. So it is important for you to stay over the night in Muzdalifah. Discuss with your Hajj group. Explain them this is important for us, that this is Hajj is one-time chance. So okay, we can avoid something, but there are some obligations that are a must for us. So we need to make sure. So women are allowed; they can go by 1/3 of the night, but for the people, especially for the men, they should stay over the night and spend the time in Muzdalifah. They pray in Fajr in Muzdalifah, and then ideally when the sun rises, they should leave Muzdalifah from there and then proceed. Once you will finish from Muzdalifah, you will generally, people collect the stones from there. So you need to collect the stones, and generally the collecting the number of stones, you will have 7 stones for the first night, first day of throwing stones, then 21 on the second one, 21 on the third one, and in case if somebody is mutaakhir, you're gonna leave on 30th, then 21 on the third, the fourth day as well for stoning. So you need to spend the night in Muzdalifah. You will collect the stones. If somebody gonna give you the stones, if your camp people gonna give you the stones, some of the Hajj groups, they give you the stones by themselves in Mina, you can use that as well. But generally Rasulullah has told Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu to collect the stones from Muzdalifah. So that's why he collected Muzdalifah. Yeah. What I need to explain, please, can you please repeat the mutaakhir? Okay, mutaakhir means there are 2 kinds of Hajj groups you will see in Saudi, groups. One is those who can leave on 12th, and the other one those who can leave on 13th. So generally, if you can leave on 12th, I'm gonna come. Don't worry, and I'll explain it to you. So I'll explain. Let me finish the flow of Hajj on Muzdalifah. So you will finish your Muzdalifah night. You will pray Fajr at Muzdalifah, and then leave after sunset from Muzdalifah, and then you will reach. This is gonna be your 10th morning, and you're gonna reach to first Jamrah. The first Jamrah means the last Jamrah. And this last Jamrah will be closer to Mecca, far from Mina. So if you are coming from Mina, this Jamrah will be on, you will pass the first one, you will go to pass the second one, and you're gonna hit the third one. So the big one, the last one towards Mecca. So you're gonna throw, as soon as you're gonna throw the stone, the first stone, the moment you're gonna throw the first stone, you will stop talbiyah, labbaik. Now no more labbaik. Finish. Then your talbiyah is stopped. Now you throw your stones. Once you finish your stoning, the next thing is you need to finish your sacrifice. So the slaughtering has to be done. If somebody has, booked with the government, then it's better to stay than wait till end of the night, till the sunset, or even later. Still you get the SMS. If you don't get the SMS, it's better if you stay till end of the day, and then you shave your head. Once you finish your you shave your head, then all your rulings of ihram is over, other than your husband and wife relationship. So you can change your clothes, you can make ghusl, you can take a bath, you can put your perfume on your body, you can cut your nails, whatever you want, you're done with it. The only thing that is remaining is your husband and wife relationship. After that, you need to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah. Tawaf al-Ziyarah or Tawaf Ifada, this can be performed either on 10th, it can be performed on 11th, it can be performed on 12th, but before Maghrib. So from 10th morning, 11th early morning, 11th day, whole day, 12th early morning, then 12th whole day. Before Maghrib, you need to finish Tawaf al-Ziyarah. Once you finish Tawaf al-Ziyarah and you perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah can be done, will be done generally with your normal clothes. So you're going to go with your normal clothes. But if in case somebody has some urgency and he proceed with the ihram itself, he can perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah with ihram itself. But Rasulullah performed Tawaf al-Ziyarah with the normal clothes. Once you finish your Tawaf al-Ziyarah, you will perform Sa'i. And once Sa'i is finished, then you will come back and spend time in Mina. If in case during you need to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah in the night because weather is hot and you won't be able to stay in the Mina, then it's a Sunnah. You will miss a Sunnah, but since you're going to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah, which is a Fardh of Hajj, so you can leave Sunnah because you have Fardh in front. So if somebody asks me a question, I would give him the ideal time to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah would be 11th after Maghrib or after Isha. So you don't go on 10th, you generally go on 11th after Maghrib or after Isha. Since you already have, you already performed, enough people had done Tawaf al-Ziyarah, then you go in the night, easy, you already not so much exhausted. You finish your Tawaf al-Ziyarah and finish your Tawaf with Sa'i and come back. Now, when the 11th comes, keep in mind the 10th, the first day of stoning will start as soon as the sun will rise. People can throw after Subh Sadiq as well, but it is better to start in the morning. After once sun starts and you will see the sunrise. But rest of the 3 days, 11th, 12th or 13th, in which you need to throw 7 stone to each shaitan, this has to be done after Zuhr Adhan. I mean, as soon as you hear the Zuhr Adhan, you can throw the stone, but not before that. So on 11th, after Zuhr, you will throw the 7th stones on the first shaitan, then you will proceed. You will make a dua in the middle, then you will propose your second, shaitan, throw the stone, then you will proceed for the third one and proceed, and then over. So similarly, you will spend the night in Mina, and the second day you do the same. You will do the same after Dhuhr. Once you finish this, you will need to perform Tawaf al-Wida, which is Wajib. In case there is some women who had some feminine issues, then they can leave without Tawaf al-Wida. But Tawaf al-Ziyarah is a must for them. So keep in mind that if some women have some feminine issues at Tawaf al-Wida, they can leave without it. They are exempted from it. So, but for those the men and the women who don't have any issues, they need to perform Tawaf al-Wida. And once Tawaf al-Wida is finished, you are good to go. And those people, and this is wajib for the people who are living outside of Miqat. This is a description of Hajj Tamattu, which I explained you in our direction to flow. You have, let me just go to the next one. Just bear me a second. Okay. So can you see this? Can you see the screen? If you don't. So this is another part which can explain you that ihram, what you need to do and what you don't need. You need to perform on which day. So 8, generally you will wear ihram, then you will perform umrah, once you finish your Umrah, your conditions are over. Then you will, on 8th, you will start your Hajj journey. You make a niyyah. You will stay in Mina. You will stay till next Fajr. In case your operator gonna take you before, you can go, because staying, pray 5 prayers in Mina is a Sunnah. Then you're gonna stay in Arafat on 9th. Then you will stay Muzdalifah in the night. You will pray Maghrib and Isha. Then you will, on 10th, you will gonna go for start throwing the stone, then slaughtering your animal, then you shave your head, then you ghusl and perform Tawaf Ifada. As I explained, Tawaf Ifada can be performed here, can be performed here, and can be performed here as well. But before Maghrib, before 12th of Maghrib, before you need to perform. It is better that you finish by Asr, the Tawaf, because there's gonna be a lot of people. So this is an explanation of Hajj Tamattu. Now I'm going to move forward for Hajj Qiran. So in case somebody has the questions, please keep it with you. I'm going to take the questions one by one once we will be closing our session, inshallah. We have enough time. We will take the time is for you all, for all of you. So I'm going to move forward now for Hajj Qiran, inshallah. Bear me a second. Just opening the document. So we will move forward with Hajj Qiran. So let me know if you can see the screen. So can you see the screen now? Hopefully you can see the screen. Yeah, so I'm going to take the question, Kashif, I'm going to take the question after the session, inshallah. Don't worry, just keep the session, the questions with you. We're going to take the session after we finish all. So allow me, if you don't mind, don't. Oh. So now we will discuss Hajj Qiran. Hajj Qiran is generally a difficult Hajj. And the reason why it's difficult, because when the person reaches to miqat, he need to make an intention for Hajj and Umrah both. So once the Hajj, your first intention is started, your Ihram gonna be finishing once you finish your slaughtering. So, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, since he, based on the narration, he had performed Qiran, he put his Ihram on 26th of Zilqada. So he was close to 10 plus 13, or close to 17 days in Ihram. So imagine that, that how many days Rasulullah was in Ihram. And in 4 or 5 days, we become, we get so much hurried, and we try to run to remove the Ihram. So Qiran is difficult Hajj. And in the Hanafi school of thought, those who follow some the different school of thought refer to their ulamas. But in Hanafi school of thought, in Qiran, if somebody has got a penalty, he has to pay 2 penalties, one for Umrah, one for Hajj, because you are in the Ihram, you have 2 Ihrams together, Umrah and Hajj together. What you need to do in Qiran, you need to wear Ihram, pray 2 rakah Sunnah. Before Ihram, you take a bath. You can put your perfume. You can put utur on your body, whatever you want to do. That's your choice. This is Sunnah to put perfume upon your utur on your body before wearing Ihram. You wear Ihram. Once you wear ihram, then don't put it, because in case if it's going to put on your on an ihram itself, then you may confuse and may ask questions, and the ulamas will tell you, okay, some they may tell you that you may have a sadaqah, some may say, you may give penalty. So it is better when you finish your bath, right after the bath, put your, put some atur on your body, and then wear ihram itself. Once you wear ihram, then you pray 2 rakah as normal you do in Umrah, make dua, and now your intention will be both for Hajj and Umrah both. So you're gonna perform, you can have an intention. In Tamattu, we had only intention for Umrah, but here we have intention for Hajj and Umrah both. And before miqat or right at miqat, you have to say one time, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Then you will proceed for Tawaf. You will perform 7 rounds, and then you will pray 2 rak'ah behind Maqam Ibrahim. In case you didn't get a chance to pray behind Maqam Ibrahim, you can go behind any place, you can pray. In case you perform sa'i, you can even perform after sa'i as well. This is in Tamattu or Qiran, whatever the Hajj it is, but in case if you miss this prayer which is Wajib, generally you pray after Tawaf, that if in case you miss, you can pray even after sa'i as well. But in the direction of flow, we have it, you will perform Tawaf, then you will pray 2 rak'ah. And in case there is makruh time, let's say for example Asr time is there, or from after Fajr you reach there, then you leave this prayer, you perform your sa'i, and then once the makruh time is finished, then perform this. So you can even perform after sa'i, there is no problem. You finish your sa'i and you will remain in ihram. All condition of ihram will continue. There is no change. You will continue in ihram. You cannot use perfume, you cannot cut your hair, you cannot cut your nails, you cannot wear clothing. You can change your ihram, you can take a bath, but you cannot take those soaps which has some fragrance. It's not allowed. So you will continue in ihram, and all condition of ihram will continue. So for example, if you reach to Mecca on 4th of Dhul Hijjah and your niyyah was Qiran, then you will continue till you reach to Mina. At Mina, you will reach, since you are already in ihram, no new niyyah, no further intention. You keep saying labbaik Allahumma labbaik. You're gonna stay in Mina for 5 prayers. Again, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and the next Fajr. And then on 9th, you will leave to Arafat. Once you leave to Arafat, you will stay in Arafat till Zuhr, from Zuhr till sunset. You're going to pray Zuhr and Asr there. You're not going to pray Asr and Maghrib. Then you will leave to Muzdalifah. From Muzdalifah, you're going to again reach to Muzdalifah in the night. You will pray Maghrib and Isha in Muzdalifah, stay over the night, pray Fajr there. And if you can collect the stone from there, it's good, well and good. If you cannot, then if your operator has given you those stones, you can use those stones as well. After Fajr, after Subh Sadiq, you will leave from your Muzdalifah and you're going to go for throwing the stone. The time to throw the stone the best time is from Shuruq, when the sun, the dawn time. And then, from that particular time till the sunset, even in the night also, you can throw the stone. So if you are with a family, you can come back to your camp, relax. And then once the heat is over, then you can go and throw the stones. Because now, if you go early in the morning, you may find some stampede, you find heat. Last year, so many people got shahada during the Hajj, because they won't be available, because the heat wave was there, close to 50 weather was there. They won't be able to, they couldn't get, somehow we have a lot of, casualties. So you will go on 10th, you need to put the stoning on the last Jamrah, which is close to Mecca, far from Muzdalifah, Mina itself. As soon as you're going to start throwing, you're going to stop Talbiyah. Once you finish your 7 stones, then you will finish your sacrifice. you will shave your head or cut at least 1.5 inch. If women are there, they're going to cut also 1.5 inch from the bottom, take their whole hairs in their hand and cut 1.5 inch from the bottom itself. Then they are allowed to change their clothes. They can live as a normal, stay in Mina camp, but the husband and wife relationship is still not allowed. Then you need to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah. As I explained in Tawaf Hajj Tamattu, the Tawaf al-Ziyarah can be done from 10th, 11th, and 12th before Maghrib. So you have enough time to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah. So you can stay 10th. If you are tired, you don't need to go. You relax on 10th, 11th. When 11th there, you can probably go in the morning, go in the evening, whichever the day you want. But Tawaf al-Ziyarah, you need to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah. If Tawaf al-Ziyarah is not being performed, then you cannot have husband and wife relationship. Those families, they may have a chance for feminine issues. Then they have to contact and discuss this. Because then in that case, might be they and their husband has to go early morning to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah. If some sisters have some feminine issues, they may gonna have feminine issues on those dates. And they can perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah before, means that right after throw the stone, then they can proceed directly to perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah. So it depends on the conditions. They can contact, I can give them some advice and to their husband, they can contact and I can give them advice what is the best for them to do it. But Tawaf al-Ziyarah, because if Tawaf al-Ziyarah is not being performed, then there are certain cases in which Tawaf al-Ziyarah, the sister has issue and the husband has to go back. So in that case, either she has to stay in Makkah or she has to come back to Riyadh or Jeddah or Dammam, wherever they have it. They have to be in a separate room till the time her condition is over. Then she has to come back and perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah and Sa'i and then proceed and finishes her Hajj. So there are certain conditions that has to be, especially for women. We have seen this issue. So it is important for women that they understand it well, that what they need to do. This is the Sharia. We should not, they can discuss with their husband. They can call me and then discuss about this issue. We can take it to the Mufti Sahib and discuss this. But generally, the issues that we can advise you what you can do in these conditions if somebody fall in that condition. Anyhow, Tawaf al-Ziyarah with Sa'i you will perform. Then you're going to spend every night in Mina. The next day, 11th, you will go after Dhuhr, you will throw first seven stone to the first shaitan, the second Jamrah, and the third the Jamrah as well. Then again, you're going to spend night in Tawaf again in Mina. Then second on 12th, also you're going to do the same. After Dhuhr, you will perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah. Again, you will throw the stoning after Dhuhr. The first 7 stone for the first shaitan, the second and the third. And the last, you will perform Tawaf al-Wida. And after Tawaf al-Wida, you will proceed for your Hajj is finished. Now, there is one thing. In some of the books, you may find one thing that I forgot to tell you. After Tawaf al-Ziyarah, you need to perform Sa'i. In some books, it is mentioned that you may, in Qiran, you have one Sa'i. So keep in mind that in Hanafi school of thought, with the companions of life and fatwas of companions, it is a consensus in Hanafi school of thought that in Hanafi school of thought, there are 2 Sa'is. While the other, they refer to 1 Sa'i, as I explained to you, because there is a difference of opinion in the Hajj of Rasulullah. That's why this difference comes in picture. But if you perform 2 Sa'i, nobody gonna say you're wrong. So if you follow the Hanafi school of thought, then you need to perform 2 Sa'is. If in case you follow some other, refer to those ulamas that you're referring to, but general conditions are the same, which I explained it to you. This is all about, brother and sisters, that is all about Hajj Qiran. Hajj Qiran, again, in this, on the first thing you need to do, you wear Ihram. The Umrah, the Niyyah will be for Hajj and Umrah. Keep in mind, Hajj and Umrah. You perform Umrah, but you will not cut your hairs. Your Ihram condition will continue. You will reach to Mina, pray 5 prayers. Then you go to Arafat. You will stay till sunset. Then you go to Muzdalifah, pray Maghrib and Isha there. Spend over the night in Muzdalifah, pray Fajr in Muzdalifah, and then leave Muzdalifah after sunset. Then you're going to go on 10th. The first thing on 10th you need to do is stoning. The second thing, you need to do the sacrifice. The third thing, you need to do cut your hairs and shave your head. The fourth thing, you need to do ghusl and wear your normal clothes. And the last thing is Tawaf Ifada. Tawaf Ifada can be done on 10th, 11th, and 12th before Maghrib. Then on 11th, you need to, the only thing that you need to do is stoning after Zawal, the first 7 stone on the first Jamrah, the 7 stone on the second Jamrah, and 7th stone on the third Jamrah. Then you're going to stay over the night in Mina. In case somebody didn't stay in Mina, it's a Sunnah. There is no penalty on it. But some of the school of thoughts, other Hanabala school of thought, is a must for them. So people got confused if they take one from there, one from here. Then if they try to take it from something from there, then they follow the complete from there. Then in that case, for them to stay in Mina is a must. If you don't stay in Mina, then you will have a penalty. So don't try to take one part from here, one from there. This without knowledge is something can screw, can nothing other than, it damage your Hajj and Ibadah. Now the last part is the 12th. Again, 12th is you're going to perform after Zawal, 7 stone on the first Jamrah, 7 on the second, 7 on the third. The last 2 days, the 10th is the only day which you can perform in the morning. The second and the third day you will perform in the evening itself, after Zuhr itself. Don't throw the stone before Zuhr. I mean, why you need to perform? Why you need to go? What kind of hurry you have? There's no need for it. You may get different people, different opinions. Try to do something that Rasulullah has performed. Simply. This is the one-time thing. This is all about Hajj Qiran. Now I'm going to move forward to the last Hajj, which is the third one, Ifrad, the simplest one. And I'm going to discuss the question that has been raised, inshallah. Just bear me a second. So any confusions, you just keep it with you, and I'm gonna take it, inshallah. We will try to answer those questions. In case there is something that I don't know, I will eventually tell you that I will check and get back to you. But inshallah, hopefully, I will be able to explain it to you, inshallah. Bear me a second. So let's go to Hajj Ifrad. So Hajj Ifrad. Hajj Ifrad, actually, there is a spelling mistake. It should be actually Ifrad. So Hajj Ifrad. In Hajj Ifrad, generally there is a misconception among the people that the individual who lives in Makkah, they can only perform Hajj Ifrad. This is actually vice versa. The people doesn't understand this well. The people who lives in Makkah or close to Makkah, yani Jeddah, they can only perform only one Hajj, which is Hajj Ifrad. But the people who live outside of Miqat, they can perform any of the Hajj. They can perform Hajj Ifrad, they can perform Hajj Tamattu, they can perform Hajj Qiran itself. But the people who live in Makkah or the people who live close to Makkah and Jeddah, they can only perform Hajj Ifrad. The reason the ulama said that they can go at any point of time and do the Umrah whenever they want. So it is important for them, for those who gonna live in Jeddah or they are living in Makkah itself or close to Jeddah, they're gonna perform only Ifrad. Okay? And those who are living outside of Makkah or outside of Jeddah, Miqat, like somebody is from Riyadh, like somebody is from Pakistan, somebody's from Malaysia, coming from outside, they can also perform Ifrad. But in that case, when they reach to when they reach to Miqat, they need to make a niyyah for Hajj only. Let's discuss how Hajj Ifrad can be done. In Hajj Ifrad, we're gonna again wear the Ihram, we will pray to Sunnah, we will make dua, and we will only make an intention for Hajj. So keep the difference between the three. Tamattu has niyyah for Umrah initially. Then when the Hajj start, they make the niyyah for Hajj. Qiran has Hajj and Umrah both niyyah, but Ifrad has only Hajj niyyah. So you make your intention in your heart, oh Allah, by heart, nothing. You're going to perform the Hajj. I'm making a niyyah for Hajj Ifrad, inshallah. Once you make the niyyah, then you will say one time labbaik. Now, in Hajj Ifrad, you have two options. Okay. Either you can directly go to Mina, because some of the operators may gonna take you directly to Mina. So that is also possible. In some conditions, they can take you to Tawaf Qudum or Tawaf, one Tawaf. So you can perform the Tawaf, pray 2 rakah for the Tawaf, and then you can stay in Ihram. You will continue in Ihram and reach to Mina. In case if you did this Tawaf, in case in Ifrad, Hajj Ifrad, you did this Tawaf, then you can perform the sa'i of Tawaf Ziyarah before Hajj. So this sa'i, which I am explaining you here, which generally we do it on 10th or 11th, it can be performed here if you perform this Tawaf. So again, I'm coming to you again. We need to wear ihram, pray 2 rakah. If the makruh time is not there, make dua, make an intention for Hajj, say one time labbaik. And if we take this route, then we perform tawaf, which is tawaf qudum or whatever you call it. It's an optional tawaf. You pray 2 rakah. Once you finish it, now you can do the sa'i of Hajj here. Once you finish your sa'i, you will continue in Ihram and you reach to Mina. Now, in case your operator doesn't take you, you reach to Mina directly. It's okay. Both our options are available. You reach to Mina. Again, you pray 5 prayers there. You stay Fajr, Zuhr, Maghrib, Isha, Fajr. You will leave to Arafat. You're going to reach to Arafat. You will stay till sunset. You will pray Zuhr and Asr there. You're not going to pray Maghrib in Arafat. Then you will leave for Muzdalifah after sunset. Then you're going to pray Maghrib and Isha in Muzdalifah, spend the night, and then you're going to spend Fajr, pray Fajr, and then leave as soon as the sun rises. Then you are going to perform the stoning on one Jamrah, the last one, stop Talbiyah. And if you have an optional, because in Ifrad, there is no sacrifice. So in case if you made a sacrifice, then you have to wait to shave your head. If you don't have a sacrifice, then you directly cut your hair without waiting for the sacrifice itself. You shave your head and change your clothes. Then you perform your Tawaf Ziyarah. If you had performed the sa'i before, which I explained, you don't need to perform the sa'i now. You just perform Tawaf Ziyarah and you're finished. Your Tawaf Ziyarah is finished. But in case if you came through this route, which is the second route, you directly reach to Mina, then in that case, you need to perform Tawaf Ziyarah and then perform sa'i. Then you need to spend night in Mina. The second 11th, you will throw the stones again after Zawal time. As soon as you hear Dhuhr Adhan, you can throw the 7 stones on the first Jamrah, the second on the second Jamrah, the third on the 7 on the third Jamrah. Then you're going to spend the night again. Then you will, on the next day, on 12th, you will do the same. Then those people who lives outside of Miqat and they are performing Hajj Ifrad, then they need to perform Tawaf Wida. And those people who are living within Miqat, those who are people from Jeddah, those are from Makkah, or close within the Miqat, they don't need to perform Tawaf Wida. For them, it's an optional. They can leave without it. This is the entire process of all 3 Hajj. I hope that I try to explain this in a proper manner. In case there is some mistakes, may Allah forgive me. Now let's move forward for the questions. If somebody has some questions, we will take questions one by one. There are a lot of questions, so let's take one by one questions and we'll ask the question each. One more point on Ifrad. If there are sisters that can come with their family, there are people who come with their families. Some sisters will come. If they have feminine issues starting at the start of the Hajj, then it is preferable for them to go with Hajj Ifrad. Because what they will do, if they cannot do Hajj Qiran, they cannot perform Umrah. So what they will do, if they have a chance that their feminine issues, their period's going to come, then they can go for Hajj Ifrad. So in that case, what will happen? they will stay outside of Mina. They will reach in Mina. They will stay in Arafat. They will do everything. The only thing remain is Tawaf al-Ziyarah. By the time and they have a chance, a time for Tawaf al-Ziyarah on 10th, 11th, and 12th. If somebody by any chance won't be able to, her issue won't be able to sort it out by 12, then he has to refer. They just call us and we will explain you what you need to do or discuss before going to Hajj. But for those sisters who have these kind of issues, then if Hajj Ifrad would be an ideal situation for them. And since they are in this situation, this happened to Mother Aisha radiallahu anha when she had feminine issue, when she started crying. Rasulullah came and said, this is not your problem. This came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is from nature. So we are ihram and proceed. So you don't need to look into what is the best Hajj, what is not the best Hajj. Sister and brother, the best Hajj is the one that Allah accepted, whether it's Ifrad, whether it's Tamattu, whether it's Qiran. If Allah accepted your Hajj, whichever kind of Hajj it is, because with Rasulullah Sahaba perform all three kinds of Hajj. So then there is no one other than companions of Prophet better followers than the companions of Prophet who follow Rasulullah. So there is nobody better than them as per the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah Aqidah. So they are the best and the best cream in the Ummah itself. So let me take one by one questions. I appreciate if you can raise your hands. So I'm going to take the questions one by one. Don't ask me the logistic questions. Refer to the same what we discuss. So if you have any questions, please raise your hands and I'm going to unmute you. You can ask the question and I'll try to answer, inshallah. Yes, so just hold on a minute. Let me take, yes, Zohaib Bukhari, I think. Yes, please ask the question, Zohaib.
Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ustad. Yeah. So, Sheikh, I want to know about the Hajj Badal.
Okay.
So, can you explain on the Hajj Badal? Hajj Badal.
I mean, so, you're going to perform the Hajj, but let refer, if you talk about Hajj Badal, call me after the session and we'll discuss separately, okay? Because let's focus on this particular session at the moment, okay?
No problem, no problem.
Okay, but one question, you want to perform Hajj Badal for somebody, for your father or mother who, because there are certain conditions for Hajj Badal. That's why it is better if you call me, I can discuss it with you and then I'll explain it to you. So Muhammad Yunus, please ask question. Please refer to the same session. Muhammad Yunus Sahab, please, can you?
Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity. I would like to ask one question that my mother and brother is coming from India. Okay. They will arrive early for the Hajj, like mid-May. They will stay a few days in Makkah. Then they will leave for Medina 8 days. Okay. While they are coming from India, they need to do Umrah, right?
Yeah, so their intention should be Tamattu, and once they will close to Miqat, they need to make an intention for Umrah itself. Okay. They perform Umrah and they live as a normal individual in Mecca, perform Tawaf, spend time, they go to Medina Munawwara. Once they come back from Medina Munawwara, wear Ihram, come back, perform Umrah again. And once the Hajj start, they wear for their Ihram for Hajj.
Okay, thank you. I got it.
Okay. Okay. Malik, brother Malik, you can ask question if you don't mind. I have unmuted you.
Assalamu Alaikum, Sheikh. Hello. Sheikh, just a question on Hajj Tamattu.
Yes.
Say, for example, I live in Tabuk. So can I come a week before like Hajj starts?
Let me open the slide for Hajj Tamattu. So we will see, so at least other people also benefit. Yeah? So can you see the slide? Can you see the slide?
No, not yet.
Not see the slide? I think, okay, just hold on a minute. Okay, because I need to make sure that I will answer you, based on Okay. Hopefully now you can see the slide. Can you see the slide now? Okay, you carry on. Carry on the question. Brother Malik, I think you mute yourself. So can you ask the question again?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me now, Sheikh?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So the question is regarding Hajj Tamattu. So if I live in Tabuk,
Okay.
so my plan is to come a week before and do the Umrah for Hajj and go back to Tabuk, and continue with my work and then start when that time for Hajj comes, I come back and start only Hajj. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, as long
Or
as
do I have to do it in together?
As long as you're not going back to your home country. If you're not going back to your home country, that's
Okay.
fine.
But
if you're going back to your home country during
but
that,
I live in Saudi, so I live in Tabuk.
still Saudi is not your permanent residence.
Yeah, I'm going back to Tabuk. Sorry.
Yeah, going back to Tabuk is not an issue, but going back to your home country is an issue.
Okay.
Okay. So if you are in
Okay, thank you.
Aim for you want to perform Umrah, you performed Umrah, or somebody has already performed Umrah right after he lives outside of outside of Miqat, and he already performed Umrah already, and he didn't go back to his home country. He has no other choice other than Tamattu itself, because he become by itself, because these months are month of Hajj. So if somebody perform in Hajj Umrah on this season right after Eid, and he lives outside of Miqat, then he continue with he by himself. He's basically performing Tamattu.
Okay, so I can perform that Umrah anytime.
You can perform
between now and Hajj.
If they allow you, you can go and perform.
Okay.
Yeah, not an issue.
Okay. Jazakallah. Thank you so much.
Okay, Amir Ashraf, you can ask question if you have.
Assalamu Alaikum, brother. I have two small questions. One is that you said you'll be explaining. So, is it we have to do Nia also for Jamatake, or the organizer will arrange us to stay on?
Brother Amir, is very difficult to understand. I'm not sure, probably.
Just one.
No, I think it will be okay. So I'm saying on Hajj Mutakhir, you said you'll be explaining. So is it part of the Niyyah, and
it's not part of the Niyyah.
organizer arrange us to stay there?
No, it's not part of the Niyyah. It depends on where your camp is located. It depends. So the people who are closer to Jamarat, they generally consider to be Mutakhir. Mutakhir means because their buses cannot come on 12th to take them. So that's why government don't allow their operators to leave on 12th. But if the individual want to leave on 12th, they can leave on 12th. There is no issue. You mute yourself. So can you unmute in case you didn't understand? Kashif Jamal, you can ask the question if you have any.
Assalamu Alaikum. My question was related to Tawaf Ziyara. Can I perform Tawaf Ziyara on 12th or 11th, 12th instead of 10th?
Yeah, look.
And Tawaf Wida, sorry.
Yeah.
Can I combine both Tawaf Ziyara and Tawaf Wida, or can I do Tawaf Wida on 12th? Because I have a flight on 13th in the evening. I am from Riyadh.
Okay, now look, the ideal situation is that you will do the things in sequence. That's the ideal situation. But in Hajj, there are so many people that you have to look for the best possible option for you. And based on my tajurba, I can explain you what you can do, and then it depends upon how you want to do first. Once you come back and you shave your head on 10th of Zul Hajj, you don't go for Tawaf Ziyarah on that day. Okay, you just stay over the night. You are very tired. You have whole 2 days, journey back and forth. Stay in Muzdalifah, Arafat, then Muzdalifah, then come back, throw stones. You're exhausted. So the best thing is that you stay over the night. On 11th, when you finish your stoning, you don't throw the stones after Zuhr, throw the stone after Zuhr or close to Maghrib time. And after Maghrib, on 11th, yani generally it's basically 12th morning, you can say, because in Islamic dates, the morning comes, the night comes before the day. So on 11th after Maghrib or after Isha, you leave for performing Tawaf al-Ziyarah. And with Tawaf al-Ziyarah, you perform Sa'i. And then if somebody perform a Nafil Tawaf, so after Tawaf al-Ziyarah, he performs Sa'i, and then he perform another Nafil Tawaf, another Nafil 7 rounds. And he come back to Mina. And the next day, if he didn't, he performed the stoning, and he won't be able to perform Tawaf al-Wida, then this Nafil Tawaf will stand as Tawaf al-Wida. Though this is not a right practice means that it doesn't follow the sequence, but you will not have any obligation, or you don't have any penalty on it. The reason behind it is that because you performed a Nafil Tawaf, and you won't be able to perform the Tawaf as Tawaf al-Wida, so this last Tawaf becomes your stand as Tawaf al-Wida. The reason why I'm saying, because once you get exhausted, you cannot, some people get ill, somebody get sick, the women have their own issues as well. So if you had a chance and you can do it, the answer is yes, you can do it, though it is not preferred, but if somebody did it, his Hajj will be valid. I hope I answered the question. Muhammad Ihsan Salim Saab, you can ask the question if you like. Yeah. Anybody has any questions?
Hello. Assalamu Alaikum, Sheikh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Sheikh, my question was related to Hajj Qiran. Is there any Tawaful Qudum required in Hajj Qiran as well? Because I have seen many scholars are suggesting that after Umrah and the Sa'i of Umrah, we have to perform Tawaful Qudum.
It is not must. It is not must. If you want to perform, you can perform it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sheikh.
Because the reason is that the people who are referring to Tawaf al-Qudum, they in their books they refer to one Sa'i only. Okay, that's why the confusion comes.
Okay. Thank you, Sheikh.
Okay, let me see the questions. Hajj Tamattu, anybody? I think I explained. Please explain. Sister Aisha said, please explain Hajj type for the people living hudud of miqat. We are from Jeddah. If you are from Jeddah, then you're going to perform only Hajj Ifrad. Please do discuss Hajj Qiran. I already discussed. Question for Hajj Tamattu is how soon or early we can perform Umrah before Hajj. I told you already that Hajj season already started. If somebody has a tasri, he can go for Umrah now. He can stay in Riyadh. He can stay as long as he's not going to his home country. His Tamattu will be still valid. I'm a resident of Jeddah, going to India for 1 week. I want to perform Umrah while returning. If you are going for Hajj going back to India, and you are a resident of Jeddah, then once you will come back, you come back with Hajj Tamattu Niyah. So once you are coming back from India, make sure that you will come back with the Niyah of Umrah, then perform. Then you need to perform Umrah, and then we then do the Hajj. So you can perform Hajj Tamattu then in that case, because you're gonna come. You went for home country, so it is better for you that you will do Hajj Tamattu in that case. Okay, one question later, Hajj Ifrad, when we perform Tawaf al-Qudum and Hajj Sa'i in advance, I already explained. I live in Jeddah, which type of Hajj we will perform. One important thing is that every Sa'i cannot be performed alone. Sa'i can be only performed with Tawaf. So you cannot perform Sa'i separately. So somebody say, okay, I perform separately. No, Sa'i is always associated with Tawaf itself. I explained the Mutaakhir one. Okay, what do you mean? Hajj for Hajj Ifrad, when we perform Tawaf al-Qudum and Hajj Zadan, so we do need to shave the head? No. If you perform the Sa'i of Hajj and Hajj Ifrad before the Hajj, then you don't need to shave the head. Your head will be shaved after Hajj. Only in Tamattu you remove it. Okay, there are Muiz Akhlaq. My name is Umair Akhlaq, so you can ask question, brother.
Hi,
Can you hear me?
Assalamu
Actually, I have two questions. One has already been asked in the chat by Mr. Amir regarding the preferred for people who are coming from Riyadh or Dammam. We basically reaching on
voice is, somehow, it's not very clear. It's difficult to understand.
Okay, I'll write it on chat.
Yeah. I'm sorry?
I will write the question on chat.
No, carry on. I'll try to understand. Yes, please carry on.
Okay. So I have two questions. One has already been asked by Amir Ashraf. The question is that we are basically coming from Dammam. And we will be reaching on 7. So what is more preferable for us, Hajj Tamattu or Hajj Qiran? Because at the same time,
are you coming with a family?
No, I'm coming with a friend.
Huh? I'm sorry?
I'm coming with a friend.
You coming with your family or without family?
Without family.
If you are coming without family and you have courage, you are young, then you go and you can perform Hajj Qiran. Why not? I mean, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam spent in Ihram almost, I explained you, 16, 17 days. So why not you can stand? But if you feel that you may have a problem and you cannot sustain you coming that early, then go for Tamattu.
The second question that I have is related to the stoning. So on 10, right after the Muzdalifah, when we go to Jamara, usually what happens is, what I've heard, that you need to do stoning before the sacrifice.
Yes.
Usually, if it's too rushed,
the first thing is the stoning. The second is sacrifice. The third is shave your head. The fourth is further you proceed for.
But due to some rush or due to some challenges, the sacrifice takes place before the stoning.
And you may have will have a penalty.
Oh.
Yes. So I mean, if that's the reason we suggest people that we're gonna give you some, Hajj, those who do the slaughtering in Makkah. We're going to give you the names of those groups. You can talk to them. Once you are proceeding towards the stoning, then simply call them that in next half an hour, I'm going to finish the stoning. So they will finish your slaughtering right after your stoning. So you will not going to be in this confusion.
Okay. Thank you, Sheikh.
Okay. Brother Hamza, you can ask question.
Assalamu Alaikum, Sheikh.
Assalamu
Yes, my question is somewhat similar. I live in Jeddah, so is there any way I can do Hajj Qiran or Tamattu? I can go to any other city, like I am going to Riyadh after 2 weeks. I will stay there for 1 week.
Doesn't matter, because you are, as long as if you are not going back to your home country, right? That's the issue. And Allah has given you Allah wants you to do Hajj Ifrad, then why you want to look into it? Second thing is, this question, we will take it on Hajj in our Hajj session with Mufti Sahib, this particular question. And you can ask this question. Eventually, if you understand Urdu, then this session, we have a question and answer session, hopefully by coming Saturday. So we can discuss this. And then you can raise this question.
So regarding the prayers, can I combine them, or I have to pray them separately since I am a Muqim of Jeddah?
Because once you are from Jeddah, which group operator you're going to go with?
Bin Mahfuz, yes.
Yeah, so you're going to be Musafir. So you're going to pray too. And I mean,
yes.
There are in Bin Mahfuz, you have Sheikh available. So follow the Sheikh Umar, Mufti Umar going to be there. So just follow them. They are the best one to be followed here.
Okay, thank you.
So who is next? Sarfaraz, Brother Sarfaraz, you asked the question. You have a question?
Yeah, Sheikh, thank you for giving me the chance. So actually, this is my first time I'll be going for Hajj. So just two questions from my side. Like all the info which you told, like that is, Alhamdulillah, may Allah reward you. But if, like you said, I'm with this particular group you just named now. So Mufti Sahib will be guiding us all the way, because we will be a huge group. Will they be also
in this group? Mufti Sahib bin Mahfuz, Mufti Sahib will be there. In case I post my number as well. So basic questions you can call me anytime. That's not an issue. But as your logistics is concerned, you discuss with the operators. But if you have any questions, I can answer you the basic questions. If something very typical, I'm not going to answer, because whatever I've learned, I'm not going to say a word extra what I have learned. So what I'm copying is basically copying what I have learned, based on last 6, 7, 8 years with those sessions.
Okay, so basically, should I like write down all the steps and then, because in that point of time, like when I've gone to for Umrah, like so much of Russia, you used to forget many things which I have to do.
Keep this slide. I
So,
forwarded this slide. This slide has, in fact, to be honest, everything that need to be is already there. Plus, I'm gonna share you some 3 minutes or videos also for each Hajj, hopefully in the next couple of days. So you will have those. So in case you have it, you just listen it. And in case you face a
okay,
problem, just give a call or send a WhatsApp message. My WhatsApp is 99. I mean, in case if I'm sleeping, that's a different case, but I'm available. In case even sleeping, you can call me directly. That's not an issue. I have posted my number. That's my number. That's my WhatsApp number. Just give me a call in case you have any issue. And I'll try
Right.
to sort it out, whatever I can. But related
Sure.
to Masail, not related to the logistics that you have it.
Okay, so the logistics thing would be handled by the group.
The group. I have nothing to do with any group operators. The way that you guys do the perform Hajj, I perform the Hajj. So it's
Okay.
something that I take in this with the blessing of Allah. I mean, intention Allah knows the best. That when I saw the people, they got confused. So I said, let me do those sessions and try to help people. That's the only intention, nothing other than that.
Yeah, Sheikh. Yeah, it's a huge blessing. May Allah reward you.
I mean,
Second question, Sheikh, is like you mentioned about the slaughtering. So shouldn't we contact that particular slaughter person beforehand to tell them that
so
otherwise,
I'm gonna
if
share you the numbers in next couple of weeks, in 2 weeks, because you still have time,
right.
and you book there with them. Pay them
Mm-hmm.
money by STC Pay or by any account. And
Mm-hmm.
once you are heading towards stoning, you call them.
Right.
They will tell you, okay, you tell them in next 1 hour or half an hour, I'm gonna be there and finish my stoning, or I have done my stoning. So generally, after 1 hour, they say to you, you can change your clothes or you can shave your head.
Okay.
That's
Via WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
you have to call them, bro. They're gonna be very busy. You have to understand they talk about 400, 800, 900, 1,000 animals. They need to slaughter. So you have to keep them, call them.
Right.
But there is no commercial benefit with anybody related to me. And the second thing, my name is Umair. I'm not a sheikh. I just follow what the ulamas they said, and I try to interpret it and give you the exact what they try to say in English. So this just, I mean, I'm a normal human being like you guys are.
Of course, of course. And like lastly, we need to carry some pouches or something to carry those 7 into 321 stones.
I'm going to have a separate session for it where I'm going to explain what things you need to do. You need to keep it with you. So keep battery
Okay.
pack with you, keep some extension with you, keep a small bag with you, 2 ihrams, you should have it. So these things, necessary things I'm going to tell you, especially, Vaselines, you have to keep it. Some people who have some stomach issues, they keep some, medicines with them as well. So these things I'm going to explain it to you in the last session, inshallah. Don't worry. This
Okay.
is related to Hajj only. That's why. Okay, one small question.
Okay.
One brother Amin asked, on 10th we have to stone one shaitan. Yes, on 10th you have to throw one shaitan only, the last one, which is closer to Makkah, far from Mina itself. The second or the third day you need to throw all three. Okay, do we have to wear?
Okay. Just last one, Sheikh. So I'm in Riyadh, so I'm planning to drive to Taif, and then park there, and then start the journey for Hajj. So
Fine.
that should be fine,
Yeah, that's
right?
not, yeah. As long as you're gonna wear the ihram on miqat or before miqat, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, the last question: we are traveling to Jeddah, Riyadh on 2nd June and 3rd June. We are traveling to Jeddah on 2nd June and 3rd June. Our operator will take us to Makkah, so we have to do Umrah and second. Yeah, it depends on Sister Mariam. It's purely depends on you. You can make tamattu, and you can, if your operator will take you to Umrah, you can perform an Umrah. Then if you don't have time, you can keep your eventually for the sisters, you don't need to worry because their clothes are their ihram. They can wear joggers, they can wear socks, they can wear their normal clothes. So they can proceed with it. And once you perform the Umrah, you can proceed for Mina itself. Okay, will they say talbiyah on 11th? No, talbiyah, you will say Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, walillahi alhamd. So the day on 10th, you will throw the stone, then the talbiyah will be over. Until what time we can throw the stone? The first day, it is from the 10th, it is from the day, from Subah Sadiq, the ideal time is after sunset, after sunrise, till you can throw even in the evening as well. So on the second day will be after Zawal till evening. The third day after Zawal till evening. For the prayer of Zuhr and Asr in Arafat, the Imam would pray 4 Fardh or second Fardh. This I would prefer that if you are a Musafir and if you don't, if you are a Musafir, then you pray Zuhr. Most people from us they are Musafir. So you pray Zuhr, 2 Fardh, and then Asr, 2 Fardh. Then Maghrib is 3 again, and Isha is 2. But if you are a Muqim, and if Imam is praying 4, you can pray behind him 4. What's an issue? As I explained, you Sayyidina Usman radiallahu anhu, he prayed 4. The whole ummah behind him prayed 4. First day of stoning, no. First day of stoning can be done after Zuhr, but it ideally would be after sunrise till the whole day. You can throw it. The first day. The second day will be the first day after sunrise. The second day as soon as you hear Zuhr Adhan. The third day as soon as you hear the Zuhr Adhan. Hope you have some knowledge with this session. I hope that you learned something from it. Please pray from Allah for me as well. And if you get a chance, since you are the Hajis, and may Allah accept your Hajj. Is it preferred to do sacrifice with private? I would prefer, if you ask with me, I would prefer with a private one, because government sometimes that SMS, we don't know when the SMS come, But again, it purely depends upon you. My preference will be somebody private, or if I do by myself the sacrifice. Jazakumullah khair. I'm going to share you the recording after the session. I hope this session helps you. In case you have any questions, you have my number. Give me a call, ring me. Number I already provided. It's on the slides as well. I'm going to share you the slides as well. But here is the number, sir. So yes, if you are coming from Tawaf, for sure Tawaf Wida is wajib for those who living outside of Miqat. So those who are living outside of Miqat, they must have to do Tawaf Wida, unless they have some certain, the women's, as I explained, the conditions.